Hey, it's the morning of my surgery and I got my glasses on. I had to wear them today. Hopefully it's the last day that I ever have to wear them because today's the day, folks. We're getting permanent contacts put in them and I'm super excited, but I'm also really scared. And yeah, so say goodbye to these bad boys. I'm on my way to my appointment. Thanks for driving me.
Of course.
I'm frightened, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I can't deal with these anymore. I'm done with them. My eyes are little beady eyes now. I can't do it. Wish me luck. Walking into the office, I literally tripped right there. Going in, and I am on my way up the stairs. I'm feeling very nervous, but also really excited. Just waiting in the waiting room, waiting for them to tell me something. I am getting my payment ready. I am about to get my eyes dilated, and they're going to give me a Valium. So let's go ahead and get on to it, guys. When I got there, I was just waiting in the waiting room, and they took my payment of $4,000. After confirming my payment, I sit back down to wait a little longer, and I wait to be taken back. I was taken in, and they started giving me eye drops immediately. They gave me the Valium immediately. So apparently Valium takes like an hour to start working, and then it can last up to 6 hours. So at this point, they have taken me back to a different room, and I'm just sitting on a really uncomfortable chair, and I'm waiting for my eyes to dilate further so that they can start putting the little holes into my eyes. So it's pretty much a waiting game, on and off. They're coming in and giving me more eye drops, and you can see my eyes are getting really tiny. Before surgery, they have to put in the tiny holes into your eyes. So that's the very first thing that they did after numbing my eyes and putting other eye drops in. They had 3 different eye drops they put in, and they kept coming in and putting more in over a span of 5 minutes, a span of 7 minutes. They had to come in and just keep putting them into my eyes. At this point, I am waiting in a third different room. It's completely different. You can see my eye drops hanging out over there. I'm waiting for them to come back and give me more and my eyes to dilate. They took me in, and I just set my chin onto this little thing, and the doctor kind of held up what looked like a magnifying glass up to my eye, probably to see exactly where he was putting the holes into my eye. And I was doing it sitting up, which I didn't expect. I thought that like I'd be laying down, but nope. The laser just shot into my eye, and I could kind of feel it. Kind of feel like a little like sting in my eye, and it kind of like hurt. I think that probably hurt more than the actual surgery. So just little stings in my eye, but it was fine. But like I said, that's to help prevent your eye having a lot of pressure too high in your eye, and that's not good for your eye at all. So putting the holes in helps the fluid in your eye kind of go around. The little purple dots you see in my eyes are from a marker that the doctor used. You can't actually visibly see the holes that they put in my eyes, but my eyes are very dilated right now, and I'm ready to go. So that all went well. Then I went back into the waiting room and was waiting for them to put more eye drops in my eye. Like I said, they kept coming back and then asking me how many different rounds of eye drops I had. By this time, I was feeling pretty relaxed, definitely more relaxed than I would have been without Valium or without anything. I felt completely normal. At this point, I am feeling the Valium. I pretty much just feel relaxed and super tired, but that's about it. It's not like a high or anything. You kind of just feel a little bit chilled out. And once I get back into the room, my eyes are super dilated. You can barely see the colors of my eyes. And that means that they are ready to do the surgery. So I'm coming up next year. I heard them finish up the previous surgery, and then I knew I was next. Wish me luck. When it was my time to go, I came in and lay down. The first thing Dr. Lee told me was that they had gotten one of the contacts wrong in terms of the angle for my astigmatism. And I honestly thought that he was just going to take me off the table and I was going to be super mad because I was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. But thank God he didn't, and it didn't end up making that much of a difference. He would do LASIK for me in the future at any time for free if I ever needed some sort of LASIK to fix what the contact was supposed to fix. But like I said, it was such a small amount and such a small degree that I am not really noticing it. So right now, all good. Thank God he didn't take me off the table. I had my mask on. Everyone had their masks on, obviously. And they put just where my eye was. They did my right eye first. as- I'm assuming because he had to rotate it more than the other one. He They put like tape, and all that was showing was like my eye. It was just like this, and the rest was covered with like a blue, like sterile thing. So they said once I had that on, I could take my mask off. So I just like kind of like slipped my arm up and just like took it off. And that was fine. It was all good. But I was like freaking out because it's really scary. So all I was doing was like breathing. I was just like making sure I was breathing. That's pretty much all I was thinking about was breathing. And trying not to think about the fact that there was a diamond blade about to go into my eye. So that was kind of hard to do, but I mean, Dr. Lee was super like soothing and super just made me feel at ease, and so did the nurses that were helping him. So everyone was super cool, super nice. So I was chilling. Then they turn the lights off, and then they have just like this bright light above you, kind of like a dentist light, but not. And he just tells you to stare into the bright light. And my eye, mind you, is dilated like this. So it hurts really bad because it's like your eye is supposed to be small when there's like a lot of light coming in. But I mean, that was the only discomfort was, oh, so bright. But other than that, I just was like trying to focus on the light and breathing. And I was just like making sure I'm breathing and then looking at the light and breathing, looking at the light. And he was making sure like I was fine and everything was good. And so then once he started to put the contact into the eye, it was like the light was like moving and like changing color. I'm assuming because that's when like the clear contact is going into the eye, so it's making it seem like things are moving and colors are changing. And then I could like almost feel it spread open. And he's like, "Okay, it's in." Like, and so I feel kind of felt like him adjusting it, and he was like cleaning up. And in between, he was like, some water," and there was like water splashing into my eye. I'm assuming to clean it out as he was going. Super weird, super kind of scary, and I was just like trying so hard not to move and like not to swallow and like not do anything with my face. I was just like trying so hard not to move, but also breathe, but also look at the light. So once the first eye was over, I was like, I felt so relieved. I was like, wow, like that was not that bad. That was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I didn't feel anything. So they had to sterilize my eyes again and sterilize like the skin around it. And like I couldn't touch my eyes, and they kept telling me not to touch them, but it's like I wasn't trying to touch them anyway. And they had to do the other eye, and so they did the same thing, just covered this part off, had the thing on there. For this eye, it seemed like I felt it a little bit more, but he said that it's because I'm anticipating it. He's like, "Oh, the second eye is always worse because you're anticipating what's going to happen." And I mean, that's probably true, but it was just like knowing what was going to happen and like trying to predict exactly like the things that were going to happen like in the same order as they did in the first eye. I was like, I don't know, I was just like waiting for those things to happen. So same thing with this eye. There was like the light and I was breathing and like the light and I was breathing. And then like once he put the contact into my eye, it was like everything moved. And then like I don't know why I feel like I could feel it unfold, but I kind of feel like I did. And I don't know, he kept telling me I was a good patient, kept telling me my eyes were great, and I don't know what that means because I don't know how the other procedures go. I'm like, "Do you tell this to everybody or is it just me? Am I special? Because I wanna know." And so it went super fast and it was done, and that was it, like, that was all. They took me up off of the table and I immediately could pretty much see. Directly after I get off the table, I'm sitting in this room and just waiting for them to check on me after about 10 minutes to see how I'm doing and see how my eye pressure is going. This is a completely different room again. I'm just looking around, seeing how I can see, and I'm also looking at the cards they gave me, which tell me exactly what contacts they put into my eyes. So I'll get to that later. But I was able to look at my phone and text my ride and have them come and pick me up, but they wanted to make sure my eye pressure was good. So after about 10 minutes, they came in with this like little device and like tested my eye pressure, which I believe is when they just like blow the air into your eye, which happens when if you go to the eye doctor anyway. And so one of my eyes was normal, but the other eye was kind of high. So he actually had to take me back in and put more holes in my eye because the fluid, I guess, wasn't getting in there. So he like literally put my chin back on the thing and like held my eye open for me and was just like started putting more holes in that eye. We waited like another 10 minutes and then they checked my eye pressure and everything was good, so they sent me home. It was super weird at first. It was dark outside, thankfully. I'm glad I didn't have to walk out and it be like the sun because I was really sensitive to the sun and the sunlight. But I finally make it home. I'm in my own bathroom. I have my really cool eye covers on and I'm just ready to relax and chill out. But my eyes are hurting, they're throbbing, they're red. I feel super weird, but not really in any pain. So I'm happy about that. Time to get some shut eye. All right, so it's the next day after my surgery. I am feeling fine. I mean, I can see almost perfectly. The only thing is my eyes the pupils are still different sizes. So I think that the little blurriness in my vision is due to my dilation of my eyes. My eyes are really sensitive to the light right now. They actually look really super red, really super sensitive to the light, but it's not that bad. I have my cool sunglasses on, as you can see. I'm just going to try and take it easy, stay inside. I'm going to be at my house just relaxing after my appointment. I'm going to try and stay away from direct sunlight from the sun, just chill out and let my eyes heal. I took my first round of my eye drops today. I have two separate eye drops. One is antibiotics and one is a sterile one. I took my first round of those. I'm on my way to my post-op. I'll be at my checkup appointment. They're just going to check my eye pressure and just make sure that the fluid in my eye is circulating well and that my eye pressure isn't too high, and just making sure all that's good to go. My eyes are good to go. And then I'm done and I can go back home and just rest and relax. Seriously, who designed these?
I'm on my way to my appointment and I'm a little bit wobbly, but I can see pretty clearly just the day after. I go into this room, they're about to check my eyesight and see if I can read the 20/20 line, the really small letters right there.
When I came in the next day, they checked my eye pressure again and checked my vision and all that, and my eye pressure was good, so yeah, it was all good to go.
All right, that's it for today. Next week, I'll have an update on how I'm feeling after a week of having my ICLs and how my doctor's appointment goes, so stay tuned.